So there is a way to prevent virtually all diseases, which is cancer of the colon, cancer of the prostate, cancer of the uterus, cancer of the breast, diabetes, diverticulitis, heart attack, stroke, angioplasty, and so on, by following the kind of diet that we're designed for. There was an article about, if you can search the New York Times, go to that and put in cancer of the devil. And they show you a Tasmanian devil, which is an animal, very ferocious animal, somewhat like an opossum, but much meaner and stronger. And it has its mouth open, and the teeth in the mouth are shaped like a saw. And that is the mouth of an animal that's supposed to tear meat. Our teeth are flat and come down and grind. The jaw of that Tasmanian devil comes down like this. The jaw of a human being comes down like this. What I'm describing is an animal that is essentially vegetarian as opposed to a meat eater. Now, we have developed technology where we can make cocaine, heroin, hydrogen bombs, and we can also go out and buy and eat the chicken, the meat, the cheese, the eggs that we want, but we are designed or have evolved to the point where you and I are supposed to eat essentially a 90% grain, vegetable, bean, fruit, nut, seed, and fish twice a week if we're working out about an hour a day, and if not fish, not wild fish, then free-range chicken or cage-free eggs or bison or elk. And again, I am just trying to put you in touch with you. I am a voice from your biology to your brain. You don't have to listen to me any more than you have to listen to your children or your neighbors or your parents or your wife or your husband or your attorney or your doctor. You are free to choose, but there are implications in the choices that you will make. So enough of that about the cholesterol issue. Going back to West Farms Mall, going back to Blueback Square, this is my jacket. And you can see here, I am not advertising for, I'm showing you what's cool. This is a North Face jacket, and here is the sleeve on my North Face jacket, and here is the back of my North Face jacket. And North Face is the reasonable priced Louis Vuitton outerwear dress. Here are some other North Face items. Here's like a sweatshirt, and this is like way cool. Let me get this up here. And this is from REI in Blueback Square. Here's the North Face symbol, and let's see, it doesn't have it anywhere else. And that's just very, very cool and very, very warm. Here is a vest that is North Face. Let me show you here. This is the back, North Face, and then here is the front North Face symbol. And again, it's as cool as Louis Vuitton and a lot cheaper. More casual wear. Louis Vuitton gets kind of high fashion, but this is high fashion if you have the brains to see it. So yes, I recommend North Face clothing over Columbia and I think Marmot and several other of the winter athletic type names, but free to choose. Now I want to talk to you about another study, which I'm not even going to take out of this. This was about a study in which they did a review on the use of beta blockers, and those are the drugs like Inderal, propranolol, metoprolol, toprol, Bistolic, Coreg, Carvedilol, and what they found was that there were some adverse reactions to the use of beta blockers. And they went and did the dumbest thing you can imagine in this article. They generalized from the one beta blocker that was used the most, atenolol, a drug that I do not use and have tried to avoid. Well, I use it when I'm forced to in a certain sense, but I don't like to originally prescribe it. I prefer either Carvedilol, which is Coreg, or Bistolic because they have such beneficial effects on metabolism. And what they found was that when atenolol was used, it increased the risk of stroke. And so what they said, all beta blockers did that same thing. And there were such flaws in their article that I was going to write a letter to the editor, but unfortunately I never got around to it because I got caught up in that cholesterol article of the Jupiter study about Crestor. And yes, I believe that virtually everyone, including my two sons, should have a non-HDL cholesterol of around 90. Subtract the good from the total, and that's how you prevent heart attack. Now, we did talk about inflammation. That cardiac CRP protein that was studied in the Jupiter study is a protein that is related to inflammation within the body. The major cause of inflammation in the body turns out to be overweight. The human body does not like overweight. And remember how I define overweight? Overweight is the lack of clear lines of definition on the abdomen. Here is an excellent, excellent product for fighting inflammation, and I sort of think of it as healthy Advil. This is 5-loxane because the 5-lipoxygenase is one of the main enzymes in the human body that predisposes to these leukotrienes and inflammation within the body. There is a particular medication that I recommend called Zyflamend, Z-Y-F-L-A-M-E-N-D, and that is what I call healthy Advil, or healthier Advil. There is no pill that is good for you. All pills are bad for you. You should be well and have nothing going wrong. But what about if you do have high blood pressure or high cholesterol? Yes, medications are certainly better for you than leaving those conditions be untreated. Well, Zyflamend and this 5-loxane, which is available from Life Extension Foundation. Let's see, they say it's $12.94 for a bottle if you buy 4 bottles. It's $19.50 if you only buy 1 bottle. 5-loxane, this medication, natural medication, is an extract of an herb that you can buy, boswellia. So you can go buy boswellia and take this, and it's very anti-inflammatory. Let's see, here's more on 5-loxane and boswellia. Here's an article about the use of niacin. Niacin is very effective at changing some of the bad cholesterol cousins like triglycerides and lipoprotein(a), as well as raising the HDL and lowering the LDL a little bit. I think my beeper is about to go off. I felt the buzz. And so niacin is very, very effective at reversing hardening of the arteries, like that study will also show that it actually reversed like the Jupiter study will also show that hardening of the arteries was reversed, which is what happens when you get that non-HDL cholesterol down so low. Here is a study called ASAP, in which people with hardening of the arteries in the neck were treated with high doses of Lipitor as opposed to Crestor, and they also had reversal of their hardening of the arteries. Now, there was another study more recently that showed that such was not the case, but they had thinner levels of hardening of the arteries in their neck, and so it takes, in other words, to measure the benefit, you have to get enough cholesterol deposits in the neck where you can measure the actual reversal. Now, here it says that reversal can actually happen by using superoxide dismutase called glicidin, and also pomegranate. So if you take those things, it also claims to be able to cause reversal of hardening of the arteries.